Week 4 is just about in the books, guys. We still have 2 more games on Monday night, but I wanted to do 12 takeaways and hard truths for week 4. First, I just want to pour one out for Rachaad White. Looks like he has a torn ACL. He should be out for the season. Brutal beat, man. Anybody who drafted him was feeling real nice. Felt like you had a top 5 wide receiver rest of the season. Brutal beat, but we look ahead, man. We got to push forward. We got to figure out, who we could pick up. And I think this video is a good way to kind of summarize like the biggest storylines from the week. So without wasting any more of your time, guys, let's hop into the first one. Bijan Robinson's not even the best B Robinson in fantasy. So unfortunately, Bijan Robinson is in a timeshare. He is sharing pretty much 50-50 with Tyler Algier. And I don't think he has number 1 running back potential anymore this season. Like, I think going into the season, a lot of people were pegging him as like a potential RB1, right? Like a guy that could launch into the CMC tier and be like a number 1 running back. Now, that was assuming he'd get both the volume as well as the Atlanta offense being really capable and really good. Unfortunately, both of those things just aren't true at the moment. So I think the Bijan Robinson RB1 train is losing a lot of steam. I don't know if it's going to be possible this season. And that does it for number 1. Number 2, I think Jamar Chase is going to be a low volume, big play player moving forward. It's an unfortunate truth, guys. It's something that is hard to swallow considering the fact that I have him myself. I think there will be some random games where he does have like high volume. He'll get those like 12, 15 target games. It might be one of those like squeaky wheel gets the grease type things. I don't know if you guys remember last season when Jamar Chase had that interview and he was like, I'm always fucking open. Right. And then the very next game, he gets like 15 targets, has like 3 touchdowns, absolutely incinerates everyone who's guarding him. And I think something like that could be on the horizon. Like, I know he's performed the past 2 weeks, but in week 2, he had like 2 receptions for 67 yards and that long touchdown. Like, if he didn't get that long touchdown in which he had to break like four tackles and like, outrun everybody to get to the end zone, we'd be singing a completely different tune about Jamar Chase. So I do think moving forward, it's going to be brutal, man. He's going to be a low volume player. It's just the way this Bengals offense operates. I think, a interesting thing or like another like sub takeaway is I think the Bengals can actually win the next like 5 out of 6 games. Okay, so they just played Carolina. In week 5, they played Baltimore. I think that could be a loss, but you never know, right? It's a divisional game. They could win that. But basically after that, they play the Giants, Cleveland, Philadelphia, Vegas. I think they win all of those games, even against Philadelphia. Even if Philadelphia gets all of their weapons back, I just think Philadelphia's defense just really doesn't look very... the areas in which Philadelphia's defense is strong doesn't really impact the Bengals very much. I mean, the Bengals play like quick slants and quick routes. They don't do a lot of like play action and stuff like that. And the Philadelphia Eagles have a really strong like interior defense. So as long as the Bengals just play around that, I can see them winning that game. Next one is Amari Cooper will be fine-ish. So basically, he had one of the worst holding calls I've ever seen impact his fantasy day. He didn't really do much. He had like 5 fantasy points, but I don't know if you guys saw it in like the 4th quarter, he gets like an 80-yard touchdown pass and he just beats the brakes off of everybody, outruns everyone, gets to the end zone, and it's got to be the worst holding call I've seen this year. At least it was a phantom call. It was perfect blocking by the offensive lineman. Lets go when he's supposed to let go. And it would have not only saved Amari Cooper's day, but it would have also really helped the Browns win that game. Like, it was a crucial moment. I think they would have tied the game, if not even take the lead, man. It was an absolutely brutal beat. I would say that Cooper still has it, dude. He still looks good. He still makes a contested catches. He's like toe taps and all that type of stuff. Like, he still looks like a really good wide receiver, even in his age. But Deshaun Watson, bro, this guy must have side-eyed a gypsy or didn't give her $1 on the street, because it seems he has a curse on him, dude. Just his arm has turned into a wet noodle. I don't know how many times I've seen him like just throw a ball directly into the dirt on like a simple slant route. It was just insane. I know he's under pressure. I know he's on the move, but I don't know what happened to him, dude. Like the Monstars came and stole his talent, it seems. But I would stay with Amari Cooper. He's got the big play potential. He gets the target share. So I think you can't really bench him, right? You can't bench him. You can't really trade him for too much. Like, you could trade him away if you want, but I think you'd be trading away a dude with a lot of upside. So number 4, the Chiefs offense sucks again. The Chiefs wide receivers, I remember going into 2024, we're like, damn, Patrick Mahomes finally has wide receivers. This is going to be a great season for them. Yeah, we're back to fucking square one plus Xavier Worthy. So he's now throwing to he's throwing to Juju Smith-Schuster, dude, as his wide receiver one again. It's like we're stuck in what is it, Freaky Friday or Groundhog Day, where it's just a repeat of last season. And yeah, it's basically, we saw obviously Rashee Rice looks like it's a torn ACL. Worthy has a big shot here, dude. He's got a huge window, a huge opportunity to become the wide receiver one. Now, is he going to? Does he have the route tree? Does he have the route running ability to be the wide receiver one? I personally don't think so. I think Xavier Worthy is kind of like a better version of like that first year of Mecole Hardman. That's such a shitty comp, but like so much speed, so much straight line speed, but hasn't really shown us much other than that. And Mecole Hardman obviously didn't work on his game and ended up being a fart. Xavier Worthy, let's see, dude. Let's see if he can. Xavier Worthy has much more pedigree from college and stuff. I know that. I know that sounds like a bad comp, but now it's like he's at a crossroads. Can you become now a real wide receiver, or are you going to rely on only speed? Because we've seen a lot of very speedy wide receivers be out of the league after like 2 or 3 years. And this is his opportunity, man. But I think Travis Kelce moves back into that Rashee Rice role. Like for the last 3 or so weeks, everybody's been, shitting their pants about why Travis Kelce's so ineffective. And it's because Rashee Rice took over his role that he had for so many years, which is like the intermediate crosser route or intermediate crosser receiver. Travis Kelce was kind of doing more underneath stuff, close to the line of scrimmage, and Rashee Rice took those intermediate routes. So that's why in past seasons, you see Travis Kelce get these chunk gains of like 17, 22 yards, and then that was all going to Rashee Rice. So Travis Kelce already did slot back into that role, and he had his best game of the season. One more thing about the Chiefs, Kareem Hunt is going to take over the backfield. Like it's going to be Kareem Hunt, and I'll get to Kareem Hunt a little bit later. I think I mentioned him later in the video. Yeah, Carson Steele's not going to be starting. It's over. It's a Jover for Carson Steele. He had like on his second carry of the game, he fumbles it, and then he didn't really play after that. Kareem Hunt came in, actually looked pretty good. So next takeaway is that the Texans are overrated, except for Nico Collins. So first of all, I want to say that Cam Akers is absolutely dead to me. I can't wait for Tuesday so I can banish this motherfucker off my team, dude. I'm going to banish him to the Shadow Realm because I started him 2 weeks in a row thinking that he's the starter for a strong, high-powered offense. Not only is he bad, but the offense is also not bad. First game, okay, negative game script, but second game against the Jags, who were like the worst team in the NFL at defending the run, and he still looks like a complete fart. Like, I'm done with him, dude. I'm going to banish him. I'm not going to start any Texans other than Mixon, obviously, but I don't have Mixon anywhere. And I think in general, the Texans offense is actually pretty sluggish and unimpressive. They're not this high-powered top 3 offense that everybody thought they'd be. They have the talent for it. They have the personnel for it, but it's just not materializing. It could, things can change. I think Nico Collins is basically power leveling everyone on the team. Diggs looks good. He's not power leveling Diggs, but he's old, right? How long is he going to be able to keep this up? He had like one of the most fluke rushing touchdowns I've ever seen in week 4. He basically takes like an end around and like cuts it back like against the mechanics of the play and just has like a wide open walk-in touchdown pretty much. Like I don't know if it was scripted that way, that he was supposed to cut it back and then have like, the Red Sea basically parts for him. But yeah, Texans are overrated. Kyle Pitts is cooked. That's number 6. I don't have much to say about Kyle Pitts, dude. I would trade him for a bag of honey roasted peanuts if I can. I don't think you can right now. His value is in the toilet. The only saving grace, or the only maybe potential that you can trade him, is that the tight end situation is absolute dog shit. So like myself, for example, I've been rotating between fucking Tyler Conklin, Hunter Henry, and I always start the guy who doesn't pop off. And what's even more tilting is that I actually drafted Dallas Goedert, and after the first week, I dropped him for Hunter Henry, or after the second week when Hunter Henry popped off. And then Dallas Goedert goes for like a career best the very next game. Fucking, I'm cooked. I'm cooked just like Kyle Pitts is. Number 7, Derrick Henry is still the Kang. Look, we were wrong. I was wrong. A lot of fantasy people were wrong. I will eat a bag of shit on this one. He is the Kang. He's still The one of the best running backs. I saw a stat that he ran like 21 miles per hour on that 87-yard touchdown run, and it was like 0.13 miles per hour slower than Xavier Worthy, who had the fastest charted speed on the week. And he weighs what, like 50 pounds more than Worthy, and he's 30 years old, and it's just insane, dude. Like, my thesis going into the season was that there's a very low amount and percent of top 12 running backs that are over the age of 29. And if you go back like 10 seasons, it's hard to find them. Like, Raheem Mostert was like the one guy who did it last season. The year before that, it was like I don't even know, like somebody who just had a lot of touchdowns by chance. So, we didn't think he'd be able to do this, man, but he is him, dude. His offensive line, the team is great. They're always in positive game script. He gets every goal line touch pretty much. So he's still the king. I was wrong. I will eat a bag of shit. Number 8, Jayden Daniels is HIMOTHY. He is him. He is the second coming, dude. He is so fucking good. In my opinion, he's QB2 behind Josh Allen rest of the season. Like, and it's easy. There's no debate in my mind. It's just he's got the highest completion percent through 4 games for any player ever. More than Tom Brady, more than Geno Smith, more than anyone, any 4-game stretch to start a season. And he is a rookie, bro. A rookie on a bad team, or what people say was a bad team. I've been pumping them up all offseason and all year. He's basically Lamar Jackson with an accurate arm. And don't come at me in the comments, bro, and try and tell me Lamar Jackson has a great arm. You know. Look in the mirror, bro. Look in the mirror, look at yourself, and tell yourself Lamar Jackson's a great quarterback. He is not. It is the fucking system, bro. You take Lamar Jackson, you put him on Carolina. Yeah, he is not an MVP quality quarterback, I'm telling you. But you take Jayden Daniels, you put him on a team where Zach Ertz is his number 2 option. Boy, you got a 3-in-1 team. So I don't know. He's going to break fantasy. He fits this system perfectly. This Cliff Kingsbury horizontal air raid system. I don't know what the fuck that actually means, but I think that's what's really helping his completion percentage. It's a lot of like close to the line of scrimmage stuff, but yeah, man, Jayden Daniels is HIMOTHY. Bijan Robinson, like I said in this video, I'll link it right up here. He's a top 12 running back, dude. He's a workhorse running back, even with Eckler taking a lot of high value touches and a lot of third down work and receiving work. Bijan Robinson just looks great. Yards after contact, he's like top 5 in the NFL. Just they're humming, dude. The Commanders are humming. Let's see if they can keep this up going on. I know they've had kind of an easier schedule so far, but let's see what happens. Next one. I hate to admit this. I'm sorry to admit this, but DeAndre Swift is no longer the nemesis of fantasy flow. So in recent videos, I've been saying Nemesis arc has officially engaged with me and DeAndre Swift. Here's what happened, bro. I make him my guy in the offseason. I draft him everywhere. I'm so high on him. I love Caleb Williams. I love how this Bears offense was shaking out. I start him weeks 1 through 3 in all my leagues. He was shit, right? He shit on his own leg. He was horrible. I finally bench him in week 4, like probably most people did. And he looks absolutely fucking fantastic. He looks like the dude who I said was my guy. He was gutting the defense. He got 7 receptions for like 62 yards and had like a long rushing touchdown. He just looked great, dude. And listen, I know you could say that it's the Rams defense, that they right all wrongs, they mend all wounds. Maybe, but they have a nice schedule going for. They play against the Carolina Panthers next week, so which I think could end up being like a high-scoring back and forth type game, right? Both teams have bad defenses. Both teams have capable offenses, it seems, So yeah, man, he had that. He basically had like a Christian McCaffrey type workload last game. Like I know Roschon Johnson got the goal line stuff, so that's a little bit concerning, right? He got the first goal line crack, and he did get a touchdown on it, but I think the Bears are finally like figuring out, all right, we need to do some more traditional shit. Like Caleb Williams, you need to stop throwing 45-yard bombs, like escaping the pocket, throwing a 45-yard bomb that like hits a cheerleader in the face. Stop doing that, dude. It's not working. None of these deep passes look accurate. Like you're sailing people, trying to broken play. You're trying to do like Patrick Mahomes type shit. Just stop, bro. Just check down, get the easy yardage, keep the drives alive. And it looks like they're doing that. They're doing a lot more traditional like pistol formations. They're using tight ends as like lead blockers. They're using a fullback for a couple of those plays. So I don't know, man. Basically, the snap or opportunity split between them. DeAndre Swift had 23 opportunities, so 23 total touches. Roschon Johnson only had 7. So Khalil Herbert 0, complete non-factor. So the video that I made last week with DeAndre Swift is a nemesis, and I've been reaching out to his team and his PR team, trying to initiate this nemesis arc. I rescinded those emails. Meat's back on the menu, boys. DeAndre Swift's back on the menu. So Rachaad White is the next one. Basically, he's the backup. Bucky Irving had 5 red zone opportunities to White's 0. Now, going into week 4, so the first 3 weeks, we were seeing Bucky Irving start to take some work from Rachaad White, like between the 20s. But when they got to the red zone, it was all White. He had all the red zone opportunities. But this was the week where it flipped, bro. This is where I said it would happen. I said in the next couple weeks, Rachaad White will not be a starter. Now, they both had the same amount of opportunities. So they both went like 10 for 49, I believe. 10 carries for 49. Rachaad White had a little bit more receiving work, a little bit more. He did a little bit more damage in the air, which is to be expected right now. Rachaad White can still have flex value. I still think he's going to have flex value moving forward. He's not going to be completely useless. He's going to get his 10 to 15 touches. Some of that you could definitely start, but if he loses red zone work and he's not somebody that can have, that means he's going to have to score from 20 yards out, right? Or 15 yards out. And it's just, is that somebody you're willing to put your chips on? I don't know. Next one is Rhamondre Stevenson is fumbling his starting job away. And to none other than Antonio Gibson, the other king of fumbling. What is this backfield? What are the Patriots doing getting 2 guys who have wet noodles as hands? Basically, he's had a fumble in every game, dude. 4 fumbles through the season, Rhamondre Stevenson. So in this game, he has 18 total opportunities. He only gets 62 total yards. He gets the fumble. Gibson replaces him. Gibson was also atrocious on the ground, but actually looked really good, bro. 3 receptions for 67 yards in the air. So I think the takeaway from this game is like pretty much sit all Patriots players in any type of bad matchup, which is going to be most of them, right? Like, I guess the Bengals were the only team that was a good matchup for them because the Bengals defense was just that bad. But yeah, you can't really play anyone, dude. You can't play Hunter Henry in bad matchups. You can't play because, like, I'm getting dementia, dude. I'm getting like early onset dementia watching Jacoby Brissett play quarterback. And I know it's against the Niners, and they were pressing him all game, and he had no time to throw. But it's just brutal watching him, dude. He tries to wiggle out of like. You're not gonna wiggle away from Nick Bosa, dude. Just like, I don't know. It just looks brutal. Next takeaway is number 12, and this is the last one. It is that Zamir White is still the nemesis of fantasy flow. So the nemesis arc has transferred from DeAndre Swift to Zamir White. He went 17 for 50 in a fumble. I've been saying for the past 3 weeks, bro, go to my channel, look at every video where I talk about how you should be picking up Alexander Mattison and just stick him on your bench. Do not drop him, because Zamir White, another week where he gets so much opportunity and does absolutely nothing with it. There were some plays where he looked good, but the majority of them didn't go anywhere. Now, you can say that's the O-line's fault. Listen, I was saying also for DeAndre Swift that I was blaming the O-line as well, but I don't know if I would do the same for Zamir White. He's just very unspectacular. He's just a straight line runner. He's not even like a one-cut runner. He's just like a straight line runner. So Madison ends up taking over. He goes 5 for 60, breaks off like a couple big runs. And then it looks like in the fourth quarter, they really just kind of lean on Madison. He has a crucial drop at the end of the game where it was like a 3rd and long, and Minshew darts it over to him and he drops it, and the drive stalls there. So that's not really good. It's I don't think the coaching staff really likes seeing that kind of stuff. But yeah, the Raiders want to run the ball. Now, I don't know how much longer they're going to be able to keep trotting Zamir White out there, who looks like absolute shit. So yeah, man, those are my 12 takeaways for week 4, bro. I hope you guys did well in your fantasy matchups. Hope you won some matchups. It's kind of a brutal week. A lot of like studs kind of underperformed, and a lot of like random dudes performed. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments if you guys disagree with some of my takeaways or some of my hard truths. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.